You're watching another episode of In Focus and I am Zan Azli. This week we have a special story which I think is very close to Malaysians' hearts, especially teachers, students and parents. And it's about sports and academics. And with me today is Astro Awani's reporter Lakshmi. How are you doing?
Hi, Zan. I'm good.
I'm glad to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So this story that you are bringing to us today, tell me a little bit about it. It's about sports, balancing sports and academics.
Yeah, it actually initially sparked right after the Olympics, and we realized that whenever we send representatives for the Olympics, Malaysia is always pining for 1, 2, 3 gold medals, and then probably we fall short to 1 if we're lucky. And if we're not so lucky, maybe a silver. So then it made me think about why are our expectations 1, 2 or 3? Yes, Malaysia is a smaller country compared to China, but is there anything that we can do to increase the number of gold medals that we win in Olympics? So then the whole research started about sports and education. Are Malaysian parents and guardians and teachers giving too much focus on education at the expense of sports, and that's why it's not inculcated at a young age. And in turn, what happens is children not excelling in sports.
Right. So you speak to a couple of young people, right? Athletes. Yeah. Who are they?
I had the privilege of speaking to some really bright young athletes. I had the privilege of speaking to Peter Yoong, who's a national basketball player, Dina Christina, who is a gymnast with the Sukma team for Malaysia, who's taking a break right now to concentrate on her PMR examinations. So they know their balance, they do know their balance. Third bright one is Aaliyah Yoong, who happens to be the sister of famous Alex Yoong, the race car driver. And she is now at the helm of water skiing. She's beating those in the age of 20 plus in water skiing, so she's doing really well. These three people in Malaysia, yeah, and they're fantastic. They've made a mark in their respective fields, and once one starts to wonder where can they go after this? How far can they go on the international front? Malaysian schools actually have a really good support system to allow the child to progress in their respective chosen sports if they want to take it to a national, international level. And surprisingly, and very happy to report that even Sekolah Kebangsaan and international schools, they actually assist the child in catching up with the studies when they come back and things like that. So it's good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's listen to their story.
Yeah.
Is Malaysia capable of producing athletes of Olympian standards? Or are we falling short of that expectation? Because fundamentally, we believe we are not genetically built to compete with the biological make of the African American or Caucasian. If this was so, then Jeremy would not have made it into Time magazine's 100 most influential for his achievements in basketball. Are you a parent, teacher or guardian of a minor and believe that sports is a waste of time? When delving into what makes a person a record holder of an athlete, physical build does not have as much to do with it as does the right support system and infrastructure. It's time to shed myths and get straight into the game. This is Peter Yoong. He is Malaysia's national basketball player. Having been active in sports since the age of 5, Peter portrays a fine example of a youth who strikes a healthy balance between academics and sports.
Saya main bola keranjang ini agak lambat sikit berbanding dengan orang lain disebabkan saya bermula pada tahun 15. Saya fikir paling penting pada pendapat saya paling penting ialah kita tahu manage our own time untuk dengan pelajaran dengan sport. Jadi masa saya fikir yang paling penting untuk manage our own time. Nilai kehidupan seperti bertanggungjawab sebagai seorang player, baik itu disiplin, honesty dan respect paling penting disiplin. Saya sangat gembira sebab dilatih untuk coach untuk menjadikan coach untuk kini Melo Camp Playmore Lemor. Jadi selain itu saya juga suka bertemu dengan budak-budak yang kecil. Lepas itu sekarang ini saya pun juga sebagai seorang coach di bawah satu basketball klinik, MVP basketball klinik. Jadi selepas itu saya akan lebih interest dengan coaching, the way of coaching like this lah. Oh, dengan pelajaran, semasa ada belajar saya akan beritahu dengan coach cakap ada kelas mau pergi, jadi saya akan tak pergi training untuk pergi kelas. The academic is most important than the sport. Then if go to class, then we just go class. Then we no need to come for the training. Then the coaching more for the weekend. So the coaching I just went go for the coaching the weekend only.
This is Dina Kistina, gold medalist in rhythmic gymnastics at the SUKMA 2012.
Minat bermula masa saya berumur 7 tahun. Saya di rumah tengah menonton televisyen dengan ibu bapa. Rancangan yang ada di televisyen ialah satu competition, rhythmic gymnastics punya competition. Saya minat apabila tengok mereka menari dengan sangat cantik, dan saya pun bertanya kepada mak dengan ayah kalau mereka boleh hantar saya pergi start membuat latihan. When I told them, my dad he was gembira lah, because he knows that I need more than, perlukan lebih daripada akademik untuk dapat pergi ke universiti yang baik. Saya perlu ada akademik dan juga co-curriculum yang bagus. Mak saya dulu dia pun seorang rhythmic gymnast. Kadang kalau banyak tak pergi sekolah memang ketinggalan, tapi bila pulang balik ke sekolah saya bertanya kepada guru-guru dan rakan saya untuk catch up balik lah semua kerja yang ditinggalkan. Susahlah kan nak train every day, be tiring, but I was determined.
This girl's name is Aaliyah Yoong. If waterski were included in the Olympics, this bright young lass could be an Olympics prospect. At this point, Aaliyah is at number 1 in women's waterski in the Southeast Asia region.
Umur saya 9 tahun. I was 5 years old because I saw the other friends waterski, so I wanted to waterski. Then I got interesting because it's very interesting and challenging.
When asked if balancing waterski and studies was easy, this is what this 9-year-old had to say.
It's very difficult, but I need to do homework in the night. Very hard. So like training in the morning, school in the afternoon.
Peter, Dina, Kistina and Aaliyah are 3 examples of young athletes who know how to strike a pretty good balance between success in sports and studies, which immediately raises the infamous perception that sports distracts from academic achievement. Many experts in this field share the same opinion. For Dr. Shabishan, who holds a PhD in physical education and exercise physiology and been a PE school teacher for several years, the likelihood of children excelling in academics is much greater if they are active in sports.
Welcome back to In Focus. You're still watching Sports and Academics and we're still with Lakhshmi Baker. Okay, now, tell me, in Malaysia, I mean, doing the report, right, doing this documentary, what did you find out about Malaysia and the situation with the with people's health in Malaysia, Malaysians' health?
Yeah. One of the reasons why children aren't really excelling in sports as much as they can is the lack of support system, parents being too, it being a controversial thing to actually concentrate too much on sports and the education. And the second is definitely the state of your health. You know, if we look around us now in malls and stuff like that, we see a lot more children who are overweight, you know, and it makes me very sad personally. You know, I'm not a mother yet, but sometimes I wonder whether this is inevitable, and I don't think it is. Yes, genetics plays an important role in weight gain, but I think more importantly, parents these days are allowing their kids to eat out of hand.
Right.
You know, with fast food restaurants springing up everywhere, and a cost of living has become more affordable, and people are able to eat out more often. Children are just really eating whatever they want, and they're putting on weight. And when they put on weight, they become sluggish. They don't want to go out and play video games, staying at home and getting caught up with indoor games, and there's less sports. And we used to go out and cycle, and they're not eating well enough to feel bright and healthy enough to actually go out and play. And safety conditions these days have become an issue. Parents are a bit scared to let their daughters or sons go and play. Sons also nowadays, they're scared to let sons go out because boys are being attacked, little boys are being attacked, girls, you know. And yeah, so playgrounds, they are full, but not as full as they used to be. And we don't trust the safety of our environment to allow our kids to roam away too far. So a lot of these factors have caused children to not eat well, to not be healthy. And this is also contributing to probably our Olympian dreams to be less achieved because they're not healthy and they're not going out to play. You know, it's not inculcated enough at a young age.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, if you look at it from the cognitive point of view, when the guy is playing in the field, he has to use his intelligence. I mean, he's using his cognitive processes. So he can translate this into the academic status. There must be some coaches and some teachers need to help them in this strategy, where you can do this coping in your field, translate this into the academic field. Then the student will be a better person. If you talk about the Malaysian standard, our coaches are still not up to the par. If you are teaching in USA, if you want to teach early childhood, you need to have a degree in human development. But in Malaysia, anybody can teach. In Malaysian coaching, the problem is they do not understand the vast majority of what sports science is all about, to apply it into the student. So this is where we lack a lot.
And when asked about the question of balance between work and play, this is what he had to say.
It is a full balance. You need to have some sports, some PE, some kind of art, music, language, you just name it. It goes across the spectrum, you know. You agree or not? But the minute the parent says only academic is you need to excel, I wouldn't agree with them. But academic is one component. There are a lot of factors that make up a human being.
Dr. Shabishan said Malaysian schools aren't adhering to the PE guidelines provided by the government.
We need to go and revamp the PE in primary school first. Now physical education has come to, it is supposed to be 40 minutes run twice a week at 2 different days. If you want to improve fitness, you need to let the fella run at least twice a week. That's the theory in physiology. They have already taken the 2 periods and then put it into such a way, this is now 2 periods, 80 minutes. Now they've run only once a week, you know. I mean, there's a lot of issues, you know. But I don't think so. I want to comment on that because it is in a bad state. And then the equipment is a problem. I don't think you can find 10 good balls in the school, you know.
No, that is so true. Yeah.
Dr. Shabishan attributes the lengthening of outpatient queues at hospitals to poor physical education in school.
If 10,000 schools don't actually implement the policy of the government, in 20 years' time, like the guy who's 15 years old, when he's 35, he's not going to be fit. He doesn't even know how to take care of himself. PE teaches you how to take care, you know. It's supposed to have taught you how fitness is, how to go about doing business for the next 40 years. But the guys don't even know. At 35, he's an engineer and he's having some heart problem and this problem and he's suffering.
Sport, to me, rates very, very high in developing a kid's to be prepared for adulthood, whether as a parent or as an employee or as a parent. Because I think studies alone will not prepare you well. Today's environment in the world, we've got so many people now, it's 7 billion. It's very much more competitive than before.
But when 40% of selected samples of children are obese, how are they going to have the stamina to play sports?
Well, parents are aware their kids is fat, then enroll them into a class. But that class is only once a week and 1 hour a week. So is that enough? I don't think so. And it should be a habit. It should be a routine thing that the kids is being active, not just in class. Should be initiative to go for half an hour walk after a meal, or in the morning or after school they should go for swimming or some outdoor activity. I think that should be the lifestyle, and then less attention on them. Parents has to work, parents has to give them more freedom to pamper them. So these are things that encourage them to buy sweet, delicious or the fat food. I think we have to make it a family effort. We have to give them the environment so that it comes natural for them to exercise or to be active. If you bring up your child in a very sedentary environment or schedule or lifestyle, that child will take it as it's normal to be sedentary.
How much goes in also should come out, Going in only is taking place. Coming out is not taking place. Coming out is, number one, is PE.
While Dr. Shabishan said food served in canteens is only now being looked into, Hanifah Yoong, 9-year-old Aaliyah's father, shares his idea of parenting.
She's trained how to look after her diet in terms of what is good food and what is not good food. And she looks after her body and her sleep pattern and all that. And furthermore, I think through sport you develop a really good interhuman relationship, which you cannot do by mugging, on the books in front of a computer or whatever it is. So, I mean, walaupun sport yang penting I rasa, tapi kita mesti ada 50% untuk kepentingan dua benda ini. So, untuk budak-budak yang saja usaha dalam studies, I rasa it's not very suitable for us.
Not a balance.
Yeah.
Welcome back. We're still with Lakhshmi Baker. Lakhshmi, now the academic system, right? The education system in Malaysia. Is there a balance between academics and sports in schools in Malaysia? What did you find out?
What I found out is just physical education is there, there's sports day,
Right.
there's the build-up towards sports day when sports is at its most active in schools. But although physical education is part of the curriculum of the daily or weekly schedule, what I found out is that it's not being practiced according to the correct guidelines provided by the Ministry of Education.
So there is a system, it's just not being,
There is
done properly.
There is. Even
Okay.
when I was in school and I used to go for PE, I thought, okay, it's just freehand. Maybe the teacher throws us a ball and
Right.
we do our exercises. But there's actually a book, even in Form 5 level for Pendidikan Jasmani. But schools, maybe not all schools, maybe there are some schools which are, but the ones that I spoke to, they're not following it according to the guidelines. And there's not enough equipments in the schools to actually support PE. If it's time to play ball or whatever, there's not enough balls or not enough equipment. And playing sports actually increases the cognitive skills in your individual's mind. And when you improve cognitive skills, it actually helps with problem solving in academics. So it definitely goes hand in hand. A child that is overweight and a child that's eating unnecessary food and who is sedentary most of the time is not going to be physically active enough to actually perform well in academics. They're going to feel very sluggish. They're not going to perform as well. So it definitely goes hand in hand. Parents need to realize that, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
The balance is very important. Like, you also learn about fair play. You learn that you cannot win by cheating. You know, the rules are there, you know.
Values in life.
Yeah, and then you have got something to aim for. You nak capai certain benda, you mesti ada rancangan, you know. So whether it's in business or as a mother later on, you must have a rancangan untuk budak awak. Tapi bila you bertanding dalam sukan, you belajar benda semua yang penting, saya rasa.
2 days is good enough.
How many hours?
Each is 2 hours. You can't be playing for 4 hours. Always remember, whenever they are doing sports, they must enjoy. It's sociology of sports, you know. You wouldn't know, if you give him a ball and he just dribbles past 2-3%. The satisfaction he gets, the stress level, he brings it down. But this is something which the parents doesn't understand. We do not know. They say, no, you don't go and play. You get hurt. You get injured. Come on. You can't do that. The creation of the environment we don't have. The government in parks also are not doing very well. As a parent, you should make an effort. As a teacher, you must make an effort.
Ya, memang rancangan dia sangat detail. Untuk Aaliyah pun, bila saja dia nak berhenti sukan ini, nak usaha lain benda, I akan stop, no problem. But while we are doing it, we must have excellence lah. I rasa macam itu. So for all my children in the past and for myself also, whatever we do, we must have a plan and aim for the top. Don't aim for separuh. I hope really that water ski will get in the 2020 Olympics. IOC is making the decision next year in 2013. I really hope that water ski through wakeboard will get into the Olympics.
Though they have a lot on their plates, these bright young athletes show no sign of giving up.
I didn't quit because I like doing it a lot. Mestilah ada some days bila rasa macam cannot, like you're so tired. Sentiasa kuat lah, bertabahkan hati. Ya, kadang-kadang rasa penat sangat macam tak boleh buat dah, tapi kena ingat that I like this sport and I have to push myself to be better and be stronger.
Nampak saya paling penting ialah kita tahu manage our own time untuk dengan pelajaran, dengan sport.
Aaliyah, do you have any like big dreams in water skiing?
Yeah, I dream to be the amongst the top 10 in the world, and if I can be a world champion, I will go for it.
Will they too one day make Malaysia proud and follow the footsteps of their predecessors, the likes of Tan Sri M. Jagatheesan, Rashid Siddique and Datuk Lee Chong Wei, or better still, back that elusive Olympian gold?
If you are the parent, teacher or guardian of a child or a minor under your care, you actually play such a vital role to ensure the physical and mental health of that child or minor under your care. Allow him or her to achieve his or her highest potential in life. Playing sports not only ensures that they are academically sound, but it also ensures that Malaysia can produce world-class athletes. Parents have to understand that they should not hamper their children from getting involved in sporting activities. Teachers in school have to implement the correct guidelines of physical education, which has been provided for by the Ministry of Education. Can the youths of Vision 2020 reach their highest potential and achievements if they continue eating the way that they do today? This has to be looked into as well. Everything is in your hands. Be the positive influence in their lives so that your child can say one day that they have become the pride of the nation. But even more importantly, they can confidently say that they're proud of themselves. Lakshmi Baker for In Focus.